There are moments in science that feel like victory, revealing secrets after a long struggle. Then, there are unsettling instances when data challenges our comfortable beliefs, prompting tough questions. This is one of those moments. Voyager 1, the small probe launched in 1977, is now humanity's oldest and farthest messenger. It has sent back a transmission from beyond the heliopause, leaving specialists both stunned and quietly concerned. Over 24 billion kilometers away, Voyager's latest image reveals a pattern, consistent curves, oscillating light and shadow bands, and repeating nodes that suggest intentional design rather than mere chance. Voyager's mission was both simple and elegant: fly past the giant planets, take photographs, gather measurements, and travel into interstellar space carrying golden records with our messages. No one anticipated it would last this long, yet it continues to communicate. For decades, it has provided invaluable information about cosmic rays, magnetic fields, and the sparse plasma between stars. However, in 2024, something shifted. Engineers began to notice unusual fragments in the telemetry, patterns buried within streams that should show natural background noise. When the probe transmitted an image, these anomalies became clearer. Despite the distortion from distance and time, geometry emerged: symmetry, harmonic spacing, and motifs reflecting mathematical ratios common in music and architecture. Inside Mission Control, the initial reactions were cautious. Voyager is old technology, so glitches and corrupted files can be expected. Yet, independent teams who analyzed the raw data concluded that the file was genuine. The recovered geometry is too precise to dismiss as mere transmission error. The patterns align with harmonics and ratios found in nature, but their scale and arrangement remain unrecorded in known astrophysical phenomena. If the image represents a structure, it would be so vast and ordered that it should have been detected long ago, unless, for reasons not yet understood, only a nearby probe could reveal it. This prospect raises troubling questions. Voyager's subsystems are primitive by today's standards, incapable of creating complex patterns independently. Could something in the environment be imprinting structure onto its sensors? Might a region of space, a field, plasma configuration, or unknown effect, interact with the probe's electronics, resulting in the observed patterns? Some scientists suggest an exotic physics scenario, where familiar rules bend to create emergent order. Others propose a more alarming idea. Voyager may have encountered something informational, an entity, structure, or system interfacing with human-made instruments, however faintly. The atmosphere within the agency shifted from curiosity to urgent evaluation. Closed meetings took place. Teams of engineers, physicists, and signal analysts were reassigned. Leaked discussions reveal concern over the image's implications for the probe. If Voyager's instruments are influenced, if telemetry is altered or data streams redirected by an external force, then the probe could cease being an isolated observer and become an unexpected conduit. This possibility raises numerous technical and philosophical challenges. A device built for observation may now relay messages meant for us or address something entirely different, utilizing Voyager as an intermediary. The similarities with previous anomalous findings are striking. Patterns once noted in Voyager's radio and particle data are now evident in the visual record, leading some analysts to suspect coherence over coincidence. Where random noise used to suffice as an explanation, the convergence of geometric features and harmonic telemetry begins to outline a narrative of interaction. If this is a message, its medium is unusual. Not an audio or radio signal but geometric modulation recorded at the edges of interstellar space. If it's a structure, the architecture follows mathematical principles that hint at intentional communication. Either scenario suggests that something structured exists out there, capable of influencing or being revealed by human technology. There's also the practical concern of control. Voyager was never intended for remote updates or defensive measures, as its design is static and fragile. Engineers wonder if an external force could intercept or alter its memory, change its orientation, or imprint patterns onto straightforward sensor outputs. If so, Voyager's autonomy is compromised, presenting challenges we have few protocols to address. Are we witnessing a passive imprint on the instrument, or has Voyager been absorbed into a larger informational framework? This distinction is crucial, informing our response: scientific analysis versus emergency action. For now, continued observation is essential. While Voyager generates the data, corroboration from other resources would be transformative. Radio telescopes, optical arrays, and space-based observatories need synchronization to search for consistent signatures of the documented coordinates. Meanwhile, the probe itself should be viewed as both a scientific tool and a potential source of uncontrollable variables. Teams must balance the need for transparency with analysis demands and the risk of misinterpretation. These were not the random smears of distant nebulae or the chaotic streaks of plasma clouds. What Voyager 1 captured was something else entirely: order, precision, design. To some, it was reminiscent of the mysterious crop circles that once baffled Earth-bound skeptics, patterns too perfect to dismiss as coincidence. But this was no farmer's field. This was the abyss of interstellar space, and the geometry recorded by a half-century-old probe suggested an intelligence far beyond our own. If nature could produce such symmetry, then it must operate under laws of physics we have yet to even imagine. If not, then what Voyager had stumbled upon was something far stranger: technology so advanced it blurred the line between natural law and deliberate creation. Almost immediately after the transmission, NASA's tone shifted. For decades, every minor update from Voyager 1 had been shared with enthusiasm, each new piece of data celebrated as another triumph for exploration. But now the mission's official page went quiet. Press releases turned vague, reduced to sterile phrases about calibration and routine anomalies. Researchers who had always been eager to talk to journalists suddenly declined interviews. Whispers spread that intelligence agencies had demanded classified briefings, pulling the discovery out of the realm of science and into the shadows of national security. The silence was telling. If the image were meaningless, why not simply prove it? If it were a malfunction, why the secrecy? The refusal to show more suggested only one thing: that the probe had sent back something humanity was not ready to face. Within the scientific community, speculation grew restless. What if Voyager 1 hadn't just photographed a strange natural object, but had brushed against evidence of contact? The very idea was chilling. After all, Voyager had been launched with the golden record: a carefully crafted message from humanity, a beacon carrying sounds, greetings, and images from Earth. It was an invitation, a statement of presence. What if something out there had received it, and chosen to respond? Theories multiplied. Perhaps Voyager had stumbled across an ancient alien artifact adrift for eons, perhaps an observation post, or even something embedded in the very structure of space itself. Whatever the explanation, the possibility of a reply had moved from speculation to evidence, pixel by pixel, in a haunting image no one could explain. As transmissions continued, the story took an even stranger turn. Buried in the static were sequences of repeating data, binary-like patterns that did not match any known instrument output. At first, they were dismissed as corrupted signals or the scars of radiation on failing electronics. But cryptographers who studied the rhythms argued otherwise. The patterns were too deliberate, too structured, resembling code. If that were true, then the conclusion was inescapable: Voyager was no longer speaking alone. Something else was using it to communicate. The image may have been the introduction, the first glance, but the repeating signals suggested dialogue. And humanity had no idea what language was being spoken. Voyager 1 was never designed for this. It was a machine of the 1970s, built with primitive circuits, basic cameras, and a memory weaker than the cheapest calculator today. It was supposed to drift silently into the void after its brief mission was done. Instead, it has become a messenger, or worse, a vessel for something beyond our comprehension. The geometric perfection of the image, the unnatural symmetry of its patterns, the repeating signals. All of it points to one chilling reality. Voyager has crossed a threshold. It has drifted into a part of the cosmos that is not empty, but inhabited. NASA may continue to veil the discovery in cautious statements, but their silence tells a louder story. If the repeating transmissions are real, then Voyager has not only recorded the universe, it has been answered. And that answer is unlike anything humanity has ever encountered. Beyond the edge of the solar system, past the heliopause where the sun's influence ends, lies not silence but presence. Something vast. Something deliberate. Something that now knows we are here. The fear within NASA is not about a single blurry picture. It is about what comes next. If Voyager has made first contact, then the universe is no longer an unknown frontier. It is a mirror. And for the first time in human history, something on the other side is staring back.